The class action lawsuit against Hasbro is proceeding and the paperwork has been filed. Now, in today's video, we're going to discuss the implications of this lawsuit and what it means for players of Magic the Gathering. The class action lawsuit against Hasbro, the paperwork's been filed. Now, how does that affect players of Magic the Gathering? That's what we're here to discuss today. But before we get to that, let's talk about what this class action lawsuit is and what it isn't. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Now, I have my computer beside me here. I will be reading some stuff out just so I don't make any mistakes. So bear with me here as we pop over. First off, let's talk about the lawsuit itself, okay? Now, this paperwork has been filed by Bragger and Eagle and Squire PC, a nationally recognized stockholder rights law firm. So they're making sure that all the stockholder rights are upheld. Now, when these kind of class action lawsuits happen, when they are brought together, it is a single plaintiff, which in this case will be these guys, the Bragger and Eagle, and they will represent all of the shareholders who sign on to the class action lawsuit. Anyone who could have been damaged by what they have allegedly done. Because remember, we have no proof yet. This hasn't gone to court. Okay, I'm not a lawyer guy. I'm just reading stuff off the side here. Now, what it means is, the actual breakdown is, the Hasbro class action lawsuit alleges the defendants throughout the period class misrepresented the quantity of inventory and the appropriateness of the levels of those inventories carried by Hasbro and its retailers compared to the actual customer demand. In truth, the Hasbro class action alleges that Hasbro had a significant buildup of inventory and was struggling to manage it, which far exceeded the customer demand. Do you guys remember all those product dumps on Amazon? Do you remember all those things coming down the pipeline? Yeah, that's what they're talking about. A lot of money was lost. And let's not forget, when this stuff happened, they laid off 15% of their global workforce. And that COO guy, Eric Nyman, anyway, he got kicked out, right? Like, this all went down. Somebody had to walk the plank, and this is how it broke down. And this is what the class action lawsuit is about. Now, if you weren't sure what a class action lawsuit is, don't worry, I pulled up some stuff on that as well. The definition of a class action lawsuit. A class action lawsuit is a legal proceeding where a representative sues on behalf of a group of people who have been harmed in a similar way by the same entity, in this case, Hasbro. That's what the allegations are about. Now, the purpose of a class action lawsuit is to resolve the common issues shared between the group members and the one lawsuit, rather than each having to file individual lawsuits. The benefits of this are a class action lawsuit allows people to band together and pursue their claim together. Now, the funny thing is, usually when this happens, I haven't read this part, but I believe what happens is when this stuff goes down, you are going to have the actual law firm that's representing you take on all the costs. They'll handle everything, but they take a really big chunk of the pie when this is all settled, when it all breaks down. Okay. Now that we've got that part out of the way, let's look at that potential impact on what's going on to you, the player. On the surface, this looks like it's a Hasbro problem. It doesn't really look like it initially affects Wizards of the Coast, does it? But often these class action lawsuits get settled out of court. It's a monetary amount, okay? It's some kind of money that's going to be paid down, and that money will get doled out to the representing law firm and all the plaintiffs on behalf of this lawsuit. That's usually what can go down. Sometimes these things go to court and they last a really long time. Now, again, the whole point of this was, how does it affect you, the player? And I said on the surface, it doesn't look like it, does it? It's Hasbro's problem. It's a shareholder problem. The problem is, the real meat of that problem is it's going to cost Hasbro money. It is going to put a negative spin on the media. It makes the company look bad. It costs them money. I've already said that, right? It costs them money. That money comes out of your pocketbook as a player. Because it's not like they're going to keep costs the same if they're losing money. They raise the price of their products to cover the shortfall in having to pay out reparations to whoever has been wronged. If they got to pay out $50 million to their shareholders and the legal firm representing them, that $50 million isn't coming out of Chris Cox's pocketbook. It's not coming out of the main leading people of that, right? The ivory tower people are not being affected. What's happening is they're going to say, okay, how do we mitigate this? They look at their company and say, we're going to have to do across the board increase of 2% on all products. And within 3 years, that will cover the costs of this court battle. Well, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but 2% on anything is still 2%. It's still going to cost you, a Magic player, more for a box of Magic. It's going to cost more for individual sealed products you try to buy. It's not going to cost them more to manufacture, but it is going to have an impact on you whether you like it or not, okay? It is going to come down the pipeline, not once or twice. It'll probably be a continuous thing until they've recouped all that lost money that still belongs technically to the company and every shareholder, including the ones who didn't join the class action lawsuit. Now, this also puts a ding on the company, right? This will be, I mean, even if they don't admit guilt, it'll still come across that way. A lot of us will have our own way of believing or not believing what a company has done. And that puts a spin on how the stock is handled. If a share price falls and they have less liquidity in the market space and the market cap goes down, that can make it possible for a hostile takeover. Now, I'm not sure if you guys were aware, but there were some people out there in the recent history of past that were looking at taking over Hasbro and maybe buying it out for whatever reason. When the market cap drops, it makes it a much more likely target for a hostile takeover. And that may or may not be a good thing for Magic the Gathering. It may not be a good thing for Wizards of the Coast. There are lots of ways in which class action lawsuits can negatively impact a company. And I'm just giving you a couple right now. When I look at the overall effects of what you may have to face off against, they are too numerous to put into a single video. But the biggest underlying indicators for us as players are going to be increased costs and possibly a reduction in future products. They may have to slim down their product lines and cut some stuff off to cut off the surface costs of what they're facing right now. If they have to pay upfront legal costs to defend themselves, they may say, okay, how do we save ourselves some money here? And they cut a few things out. They slim down. It may not be Wizards of the Coast, by the way. It could be a little bit of digital marketing, could be a little bit of some product that they're not doing well on right now, but there could be a shrinking of the overall size of a company. Again, not a good indicator, not good for your market cap, and it can affect us as players in a negative way. If they have to cut some of their R&D, maybe we get more broken cards. If they cut card quality costs, not that they had a big budget anyway, but if they cut that down, maybe more mistakes are made at the printer level. Maybe Creed is visiting the paper mill a little bit less. All of these things can come down. You need to take a moment and realize how this can affect you as a player. Again, on the surface, it doesn't look like a lot. The pond is pretty still. But that pebble at the far end, eventually the ripples go across and they hit us all. Either way, it's interesting to see how this will break down. I think this paperwork came out December 23rd. I will include a little short recording of the information for you at the end, at the 2 articles I took it from, and of course, those people who are represented within it, okay? Thanks again for hanging out. Drop some comments in the comments section of what you think this will impact on you, if it does at all, or if you think you'll be able to ignore what's going on and think, oh, 1 or 2%, they were going to do it anyway. Maybe this, but that 2% could be 4%, I guess. They may have already had that stuff in, put in there. Either way, we're at the end of the video. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of what was going on inside this class action lawsuit. And we don't know how many people are on board yet or how big it's going to be, but it is making the news. And that's not a good thing, because more and more news it kind of garners, the more money it's going to cost you. Publicity, it can hurt. Guys, thanks again for hanging out with me today. Drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And of course, a Merry Christmas to everyone. This is the Merry Christmas episode. This will be airing on the 25th. So that's awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Have a great day today, guys. Now, of course, here's the promised recording talking about the Hasbro Alert and what was going on. I kind of scrolled slowly. You guys may have to pause this if you need to, but I'm sure you can find this online as well. I just want to make sure everyone had the same opportunity in case this isn't one of the things you normally follow. I think most people actually do need to be aware of this, because sometimes we wonder why things happen, and this is a good indicator about what's going on within the company and how the macro events of a company can actually follow through and affect you as an individual who may purchase products from that company. It happens with any large-scale company. I don't care if it's McDonald's or Heinz Ketchup. All of this stuff can come down the pipeline at some point. And then, of course, the second part here just takes a little bit from Google and it explains the benefits and the common causes process and all that stuff of a class action lawsuit in case you were unaware of how these proceedings break down. I thought it'd be good just to share it with you guys, let you get a little looky-loo. And of course, if you're interested, you can look up more information. Again, I'm not a legal guy, but I find this stuff fascinating to see how I know it's going to impact me. I know it's not a good thing, but at the same time, I want to know why, I want to know how. And if you're a stockholder, I guess this is really important information for you guys to be aware of, especially a large shareholder of the company. Hostile takeovers, not a good thing. Would it happen? Good question. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you and a Merry Christmas to all the amazing patrons I have on the channel supporting me each and every day. Because of these patrons, that's right guys, 365 days a year, we're putting out comments, we're putting out content, and we're smashing things down and having a great Magic the Gathering time. I hope your holidays are as safe and as welcoming as mine have been. Have a great day, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I will wait for a moment. Get your kids. I'll wait. Pause the video. I'm right here waiting. Make sure they're in the backdrop and can see me. Boys and girls, come on. Guys, over here. Yes, all of you. Do you see the mess you left in your house right now? Help clean it up. Be a team player. This day of all days is the day. That was Mini Mox screaming. You'll have to forgive him. I know I do all the time. But you know what? It's because it's Christmas. I'm going to forgive him. And you need to forgive your parents. You need to help out. You need to wash dishes, scrub things down. I know it's Christmas. I know today's the day you're supposed to get a break, but guess what? They're supposed to get the break. Help them out. That's all I have to say? Maybe. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great day.